Welcome back to the channel. My name is Brad and SuperCoach Pro. Today's video, we're doing a round for SuperCoach review. So I scored at 2,043 and it wasn't a great week for me. My team value looks pretty good though, and I didn't really move ranking too much. So I did 2 out of 3 good trades, and we'll get stuck inside and see what unique F6 I did a stuff up on. So there's your player, Joel Marty. We'll talk about him in a second. Now, onto the actual side. Dacos, 151. I swapped him out for Ridley. This bloke was everywhere. He had 38 or 39 times, kicked 2 goals, 2. If he had scored another 2 goals, he would have been a 180, 200-point game for him. So I traded him last minute, like 5 minutes before the actual game. So it is hard because I do a lot of last-minute trades, to be honest, in the first 1 to 10 rounds. And it's because I'm just trying to get the data right, and it's so hard with teams being out so late when you have a Thursday night game to actually know what you're doing into the week, because your Sunday thoughts are never your Thursday trades. So Doherty, I think, has got to go, in my opinion. I think everyone's got enough trades to do it this year, to be honest. So he's out of my side. Even with Walsh coming back, I just can't see him continuing to score as high as what he was last season. And McGovern's taking a lot of the kickouts with Sards. So they're looking for the Sards to be the 1-2 sort of guy out of the back line, and not Doherty this year. And Doherty's is sort of thrown around into the midfield, turns it over a fair bit in the midfield. So I don't like the pick, and I'm probably going to go him to Stewart or Luke Ryan, who we won't talk about right now. Stocker, 77. I actually got all footied out. So I watched the Thursday, Friday, and Saturday games. And by Sunday, I was done. I was like, I need to have a friend day and go see some mates. So I actually have a life, and I avoided this game. So Stocker 77, beautiful. He's been doing this since I started him, and he's a good pod pick. I love it at 291 now, and he's made me a little bit of cash, and his scoring not bad. 40 from Gimby was on Oliver, so I hear. So yeah, I'm not going to trade him yet. I think he's still capable of punching out those 100s, and he's got the Cats this week, I'm pretty sure. McKenna 86, yeah, a lot better this week than what he was the other week. Kicking duty definitely helps him, but Daniel Rich should be back this week or the next, so that might affect his scoring output. So we'll see how that goes there. And Liam Jones, wet game, key position players as expected. And these guys that people are running, that's pretty expected from both of them. So hopefully he gets DPP status. Not sure any of these other guys will. But yeah, side's looking okay structure-wise, and DPP by round 6, my side should be a little bit more flexible where I want it to be. Laird v. Seeing, he was on Aish. Got tagged, which was really annoying. Didn't kick it enough either, which is typical Laird thing sometimes. And a lot of the time he actually gets burnt by his teammates, so it's quite annoying. Should have started him over Oliver, and I think I'll start Oliver for the next 3 seasons from here on out, regardless of what the coach says in the preseason. Bont 122, did well in the wet. Killed us Tigers, so that's really disappointing, but had to throw the C on him because, as I harp on every week, just put the VC or C on any midfielder against Richmond because we never tag, and we probably should. Tom Green 99, yep, just doing Tom Green things. You'll have one big score and then even it out for the next 3 weeks. Goulden 102, half forward flank, a little bit concerning. CBAs go down, still scores well, so don't really care. I think a lot of people have him anyway. Setters 87, returning from injury. As expected. I shouldn't say returning from injury because he played out the game. I thought he was going to be laid out, so that's why my trades went all funny last minute. So Hopper 75 couldn't use his clean hands in the wet. Drier games suit him a lot better than wet games. So it's unfortunate. It just weather style didn't suit him. It just played in Toronto and players like that's favour instead. Ashcroft 75. I actually thought he was better than 75 watching that game. Started off slow, but finished off pretty well. And probably would have scored a little bit more. Wasn't for that free kick to Nick Dacos that he gave away that shouldn't have been a free, but whatever. The points were both on my side anyway. It doesn't matter at all. And Oscar Baker 47. He was rookie roulette, and I thought he would be better on Marlon Pickett or Camden McIntosh because they're hopeless wingers. SuperCoach wise anyway, they're good defensively, but they can't use the ball by foot whatsoever, and I don't know why they're in our freaking side, honestly. I'd drop McIntosh in a heartbeat. I don't know how he played his 150th, sorry. Richmond fans come at me because I can't stand the bloke. Mackenzie, Hollins 52-49, Constable might come back in this week. hopefully. If not, DPP is valuable for the loopholing this season, so I don't mind him as a loop. And this is why I don't start loops, because loops, there's always one bloke that will get the first 2 games and get dropped in the third and come back in the 8th. So it's whatever. English for Darcy Cameron worked well. I didn't go the Grundy route because I thought when Gawn comes back, I'm then going to have to spend another trade going from Grundy to an English. So I thought, why not get him now? And, just hope that English outscores Grundy a little bit more. But it looks like Grundy's got an easy run next couple of rounds. So kudos whichever way you went, as long as you didn't go Wits this week and didn't realise that he was out for Ned Moyle, which is SuperCoach standard. Ridiculous. Round 4, and you already want to dye your hair grey just so you're stressed. Marshall 96. Will the real Marshalls please stand up? Like, what the heck is going on? Why are they subbing a guy who's 27 years old? I'm 31. I don't. Okay, if you want to trade him, just trade him. I get it. If Ross is going to be like that and he's a ruckman and there's no other ruckman in that team, then whatever. If he's the worst of your problems, go for it. Radically 88. If you got him as R3, he saved you this week. He honestly did, because he's been pulling 40s out. So the 1 week where you have him as your cover, you probably did okay. Dunkley 84. We actually thought his scoring would be better than Neil's or thereabouts, but it looks like they're hindering each other's scoring in SuperCoach. Doesn't matter for their actual team. They couldn't care less. But yeah, I don't know what to think of Dunkley, but he's owned by majority of the competition, so I wouldn't be trading him out. Taranto might be F1 this season. We knew he was going to get midfield time. He's not playing forward whatsoever. Did kick a goal, though, so that was brilliant to watch as well, because I wasn't sure he was going to kick that. He worries me with his kicking. And Rosie, 84, it's whatever from Rosie. He's going to have those high ceilings, and the floors this year aren't as bad as what they have been in previous seasons. And Josh Bruce, 62. So he'll be my outlet DPP to swing Sheasel in here, and I'm going to have some fun time with DPP back and forwards. So Liam Jones is probably the first out of that back line to get out of there when I can move some players around. Zeeble, 92, probably could have been a 105. He didn't give away a couple free kicks and whatever. She's a 111, just consistent. Everyone's got him, so no point harping on about him. But what a freaking player. He's definitely going to win the Rising Star. Armani. Oh, mate. So Armani was a left field pick. So in half a game in round 2, he scored 122 off 4 goals, 2, subbed him at halftime, gave him a rest, and he was on fire, right? So then the Melbourne game, he kicked 0 goals, 3, ruck contest. I'm thinking, oh, okay, I'll look at his CBA data. He's getting ruck hit outs of Adams. So I'm like, okay, he's going to have not a bad floor. His minimal will be about a 60 because he's second ruck. He's a forward for Sydney. Sydney going to destroy Port Adelaide. He's on 16 at quarter time. So I'm like, this is not too bad. He's getting a ruck contest. Gets 5 points for 3 quarters. I could have got more touches out there. Now, the thing when you're watching one player, I wasn't really watching Gordon. And I wasn't watching Rosie. I was particularly watching Armani. Now, Sydney Papley, ball hog, just kicks it, doesn't care, doesn't look at anyone, just doesn't even know how to pass to anybody, just kicks it. If he's within 50, it's like he's got a license and does whatever how he wants. Franklin, same. Sydney are too predictable. Papley will shoot with his hands tied behind his back, and Franklin will call for it even when he's on Aaliyah, who's athletically so much better than Lance Franklin. He's expired. He's done. I don't know why he still plays. Obviously playing out of contract. But they just didn't use Armani. He was free. He didn't lead up as much as what he probably could have. And he didn't come to the wing enough. I noticed Tom Lynch and players like that come up to the wing when they're sort of a little bit quiet to mark the ball and then kick the Jack Revolts. This is hypothetical for Richmond, but he just didn't make those smart leads where if you're not getting the ball, you're not impacting, come up to the ground, let Franklin go to the goal square. So I was a little bit annoyed about his patterns and how he did that sort of thing. And he had a lot of missed opportunities, gave away a couple free high kicks and just stupid things. I think he'll bounce back because Richmond don't have Nank for a certain period of time. So if you want to bring in Samson Ryan, do so. Don't bring in Ben Miller. I know people are saying he's going to ruck, but it'll be Ryan that rucks more than Ben Miller. Ben Miller might be there to go back, or forward. But I think Samson at 206 is your ultimate R3. If you want an R3 cash generation, he's going to be out for a bit, Nank. So yeah, our season stuff. So, well, anyway, with that, that is the Imani pick explained. So probably why did you do it? But this is why. He's averaging 100. His break even was minus 72. I thought, why not? So his break even's not bad still. It's 53 projected against 62. So if he has a big score against Richmond, it won't even matter. This is my cash cow, and I'm just going to stick with him. I can't trade him out again. So now for my trades this week, I don't know what I'm going to do. But the reason why I am behind is because I've got Laird, who I'm paying overs for, and Doherty, who I'm paying overs for. And these are the bad ones. So rookies, everyone's got. Bond's okay. He's now averaging 110, so I can't flick him. Settle's still 103. The midfielders are okay here. The rucks are fine. Forwards are perfect apart from Imani. So the F6, I've probably got to decide who I field any given week. But my main issue, if I want to fix my side and not use a boost this week, and I don't care, I'm down to 26 trades, I need to come back. I can't just stay at this rate and expect to go anywhere. They're highly owned players somewhat, but you need to make some sort of moves and do something different. Now, I probably could go Dawson because he just, but then I am point chasing off that 173. Although I've always thought that Dawson, Doc, Sis will be the most reliable players. So I could do something like this, but I do like Clary. I could grab Took, but players that have had injured in pre-seasons aren't necessarily your go-to. So you could go like a hypothetical, because I'm sure a lot of you are probably doing the same sort of thing. I could go Laird, Doherty, Tamil, Dawson. Now, I'm not sure in the long run, sorry, I don't know why the thumbs up keeps coming up, is a good pick, or if I'm only going to gain 10 points a week from here on out, because it's the scores that matter from here on out, not from their past scores. Or I could go Doherty, sorry, I could go Clayton Oliver, and there's no one really that great that I like. I was afraid of this of Oliver too, is he plays better against sides that are more challenging than the sides that are easier. It's opposite for Oliver. It's not give him an easy run, it means he'll score more. Sometimes he just takes his foot off the brake when he does have opposition that aren't great. I totally forgot about that about Oliver. So Duncan, no way. He's burnt me one too many times. But if I'm thinking a pod pick, Redmond had one bad game. I could go pod and grab a Redmond. I don't mind Day. I watched him today and he looked awesome. But having Redmond and Oliver is a little bit more risky than what I'd like. So maybe get rid of Clary. And this is all hypotheticals because it's what the two combined. It's not necessarily anything else. Or I could grab Tom Stewart because he's got a higher ceiling. He's a pod. He's a player you'll want to bring in at some point. I'll filter this out. No cats. Also, I got 2 bets right this week. I got first goal scorer of Melbourne. I picked Bailey Fritsch. I think he was paying $8.50 or something. And I also got Geelong to win over 40 points. So that was 2 nice bets on the weekend, and I made myself $75. Tommy Stewart. And then he's a burn man. He's an absolute burn man. And I am worried about him getting injured again, no doubt. Oh, Uniac. He got 102 with a tag. I don't know. I feel safer with Atuk and Stewart, but then I'm going back on my words saying about preseason players. So something like this could be something I do. And that's where I'm losing your points. You got to look at where you're losing compared to everyone else. And sometimes it is just primos. And if these primos keep losing 20, 30 points each week and they're not viable captain options, it also makes it really hard. Tommy Stewart and Dawson, you can VC and see. More Stewart than Dawson. I know he had that crazy game just then. But I like VCing it. I like bringing in 2 primos that you can rely on big ceiling players. So if I was to do big ceiling players, maybe you'll get Stewart, not so much Took this season, but maybe you're Josh Kelly. You run the risk of his injury proneness, which is just through the roof, but you know his ceiling's there. So it really depends. I have to think more about this. One's injured more than the other. I'd rather Oliver and Redmond almost. Just you know what you're going to get from them. And Redmond's a pod in the back line, and he's a lot cheaper than Stewart and Dawson. So could be a smoky. That's my thoughts at the moment. I'm not going to use a boost, and I'm just going to have to stick with the players I've got. But I think Doherty and Laird for me may have to go. Laird not as much as Doherty, but I'm going to have to do something on the side where I bring in 2 primos, even if it is for 2 other primos, and I'm not getting that much points ahead. I know Laird got tagged. It might be an overreaction. But this is what I'm thinking at this stage anyway. I probably rambled a little bit too much at the end of this video. So if you have stuck by throughout the whole thing, this is random thought process because I haven't looked at my side up until right now. So if you want to give me a hard time for bringing in Amani, go for it. It's fine. I totally get it. It does look stupid, but hopefully it pays off in 3 or 4 rounds. So if you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I'll answer them. If you like these videos, press like, sub to the channel, and I'll give you more content. I'll be doing some stuff with SDS over the next 1 or 2 days. As per usual, our segment will be jump on, jump off, and it's the players that people bring in. All right.